all I'm worried about really now is creating as much comic books and impacting my community in a positive way that I can, because I wasn't a good kid, you know, in my up till I guess my 30s. No, maybe my mid-20s, right? I wasn't a good person up to my mid-20s because I was just a reckless human being, right? And so, I mean, I was just doing whatever felt good, whatever, just surviving, right? I didn't have a really positive upbringing, even though my parents were really good to me. Things happened to me that people will find disgusting, and I don't like to talk about it too much. But I do want to talk about something today, because I said I was going to talk about Twitch and what they've done today, because I felt like, hey Nugget.
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me?
Hey dude. Yeah. So I'm going to play a video, and I was going to ask you your thoughts, right? And this has got to do with the whole Twitch thing. Do you know much about the Twitch thing that happened recently?
The Twitch thing? No.
Yeah, so Twitch basically said that you could do, you know, it's a live streaming gaming site, right?
Yeah.
So
yep.
Yeah, so Twitch. Let me find. I think it's Asmon Gold who did it, which is probably Asmon. He did a little short clip about Twitch and with the changes to their. Let me just find it, because it's going to be. There's a response. There's a response video that somebody, this girl did in response to people saying, "Hey, these girls are grooming kids, young kids," right? Let me just find it. I'm going to play it because it's something I wanted to really talk about. Actually, I know what I'll do. I'll bring the Publica. It's a female actually talking about it, which would probably be easier. So this is a video put out by Sydney Watson. She used to be on some other channel before, and let me find this video. And it's great. I've got another male on here, so we can, older male, we can talk about this thing. So let's have a look at this, right? So this isn't basically in regards to that there was a change to the law, the terms of service for Twitch, and let's see.
I don't have any words for what this is. Hi, my name is Sydney. Welcome back to the Publica. This is obviously going to be my last post before Christmas, so Merry Christmas to all of you in advance if you partake in this particular holiday. And if you don't, well, enjoy your Monday or whatever. Now, at this point, I am sure that almost all of you are familiar with the streaming platform Twitch. It is a very, very strange place where women sometimes simulate sucking your ear hole. Where young people stream themselves playing video games badly, and where women have found new and inventive ways to bypass the platform's terms of service. This reminds me of the time that I too tried my hand at Twitch-style ASMR. I'm gonna have boobs. They are too down. These need to... Very good. Okay, let me give this a try. Let's just do some... That's hot. Still not cute enough to be a little anime girl. Well, now I look bold. There's a fly in the room and I just gotta catch it. I really love my dad.
This is basically what they do on there, right? However, this wasn't what it was supposed to be. It's supposed to be like art, painting, drawing, creating, gaming.
Yep. Now, with this in mind, this in part explains why some of the new developments that we've seen over on the platform recently really aren't all that surprising. Because it seems that many of the people who use Twitch are of the mentality that when they go low, someone else will go lower. Because now we have ladies filming themselves with censor bars on their potentially naked bodies.
So this is a site where under 13-year-olds can get in, or under 18-year-olds can get in without signing in, right? They can basically use VPN or whatever and just log in as a guest, or not even logging in. They can see this, you know, all the stuff without the bars directly. And so after watching this, I'm going to play another video where there's a female saying that she kind of twists everything, right? But this is, you know, this is why I just wanted to have two females talk about it.
And you might be wondering, Sydney, what is this? And why are they doing this? And how did we get here? And I'm going to tell you how. And to do that, we have to cast our minds back to early December 2023, when a Twitch streamer and OnlyFans model, if we can call her that, called Morgue Pie live streamed while appearing to be topless. I don't know if I can show these clips at all on YouTube, but I'm going to take my chances so you can see how weird all of this is.
Relaxed and also, like, anxious today. You know what I mean? Titan, thank you for the 2-3.
This is basically grooming young boys, right?
Thank you, thank you.
Like, yeah.
Due to some crafty
you know how
camera
boys
angles,
are, right?
Morgue Pie was able to simulate not wearing a shirt.
Males are visual creatures, right? There's a difference. There's a huge, huge difference between a male and a female when it comes to how we see the world. And I mean, you know, do you want to add anything to that? Because like I see it like, you know, for me, I'm like, it's you know, we're visual, right? The first thing we see is like, if we see a pretty thing, we go pretty thing. You know, your eyes get directed to it. You see semi-nude, you go, oh. You know, and this is where, so they did the thing where they decided if it's done in an arty way, yes, you can do this. So that's what they're trying to do here. Is like, you know, let's put black bars across it, or like pretend that we got nothing on, and then the boys will give us money because, you know, they're simping for us, and now you're raising a whole generation of kids who are basically, you know, who are like, if we give money, people, you know, girls will get undressed. So imagine that when you're at school, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're right. You're at school. This is where I'm, you know, because I'm one of the guys who have been raised on this shit as a young kid, and you know, with like being, you know, being let me just, how would you say it? Like, what's the best way of putting it? I was seeing this when I was very young. Right? I was seeing nudity and pornos very young, like Playboys magazines very young. This is why I'm very against it, because I know the damage it did to me, and still has affected my life. And so I'm always like, you know, age, please, restrictions, age. Why we have age limits for things? Why we have certain magazines and bags, so that we can restrict young kids or whatever from them. But however, now, all these social media pages and stuff like Twitch, and I've seen YouTube as well. Like, you can go into YouTube, you can watch an entire movie that has nudity on it on YouTube. Like an entire movie, if it's from like the 60s or 70s, you know, and 90s, whatever. You can watch an entire movie with nudity. Yet, if you're live streaming, right, this and show a drawing, right, of nudity on here, and that's classed as like, you know, you're doing porn if it's drawing. However, they can on there, you can see the entire thing on the same friggin' platform. So I found this interesting. So let's carry on. So I mean, this is that thing, right?
And it looks like she's put some baby oil on her chest to glisten or something. I don't know. She looks moist. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to describe what I see. Frankly, I'm not sure that I'm even old enough to be here. Anyway, this topless meta, as it's apparently known now, started to catch on, and it was emulated by several other women on the platform. But then Morg Pie copped a ban because you can't be shirtless on a site used by 13-year-old children.
You know, my ban, one of the reasons they listed was a lap dance. I'm the only one here, so I'm not really sure how I could have given anybody a lap dance.
So you notice how, like, when she turned, you could see a bit more, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so now you're basically, you know, if you're because this site, you know, they give you money, right? You basically can like give out money, like they do, like on Super Chats here on YouTube after 1,000 members, right? Subscribers. But like on Twitch, you can just basically give out money, and of course that encourages the streamer to go, oh yeah, okay, I'll just do a bit more swinging, right? As long as I don't show my nipple or, you know, areolas, whatever, it's fine. I won't get banned. But of course, you know, when they do give them bans because they're high earners, they don't really give them bans. It's like a 24-hour ban, or it's like you can come back on and get away with it, right? And so on.
Yeah, they
But that was one of the reasons they listed in the ban that I received. So I think.
Carry on, sorry.
Yep, I've never used Twitch, but with any platform, I suppose, people can end up using it to kind of suit them and how they can get their income stream going up somehow. And so the problem is really when it's kind of unchained access from kids and all, when you really get problems going. So yeah, and in this kind of context, you're getting into murky territory.
Yeah, and like the thing is, like, this is for a gaming site, right? Like for 13-year-old boys, right? And you know this is when they're coming into puberty, right? This is when they're all their hormones. They come out from going, ew, icky, girls are icky, you know, girls are gross, to, oh, you know, they got boobies, you know, and whatever. I want to see as much as I can. You know, I remember one of my, this is not something I didn't do, but like there's a friend of mine who basically said, when we were up, you know, when you said like when I was a kid, I'd have like glass, like a mirror, little piece of mirror, glued to the top of my shoe or my toes, right? So I could look under girls, you know, and he's like a little, you know, he's like a young teenager, pretty. When I, you know, so I've girl skirts, right, and stuff like that, because that's the way his brain works. It's the way males works. They want to see more, want to see more, want to see more, and so this is the whole thing behind it. Is you got all these females out here who are saying, well, if you show a bit more, we'll get more money. If we show a bit more. Now, of course, you got OnlyFans, which is, of course, R18, yeah, full on, you know, all that. But I mean, this is a site where young people hang out because they have their favorite gamer and favorite artists. I mean, I think it was like early on when I came back, you know, to social media, I was watching Twitch for artists, like watching them paint and stuff. And I was actually thinking of doing that myself. And then also when we started streaming again, I was like simulcasting on Twitch as well. So you could, you know, the interviews we're doing right like now, the discussions would be on Twitch as well. But the thing is, you know, the last 2 weeks they changed their you know, and they banned a lot of people because of they changed the you know, what is artistic nudity, right? And it's like, how do you define it? Is it where like you're, you know, because we always say like, if it's painted, if it's drawn, then it's art, right? It's got to have some sort of like, you know, something like that to it. But if it's, and I guess cosplay comes into that as well. But if it's just you sitting there nude or pretending to be nude, also that you get paid, well, that's pornography, right? Why aren't you on OnlyFans, you know? Because it's flesh and blood. And I think that's where it kind of like feels like it's crossing the line, because it's actual grooming. I feel like it is grooming, because you're basically, if you've got a 13-year-old boy and you've got an 18-year-old girl, or in her case, she's probably over 20, right? Sitting there going, yeah, send me more money. You'll see a bit more, you know? Yeah. You know, and it's like, why, you know, you're
Yeah.
prostituting yourself. Basically, you're prostituting yourself. Now you're just a prostitute, right? And the only people that are going to follow you is the boys, right? Because that's what the boys want to see more. And it's basically you're grooming these boys. And now I want to leave this one here. I'm going to show you this other video, and it's from another female who is talking about it, who has an opposite view to us. I mean, view to the Cindy Watson there, right? So this one here, where are we? Let me go to find the right one. No, it's not that one. I think she. Where did you go? Oh, here we go. Here it is. So this is.
Good morning.
I'm going to stop that. But this is Rose Queen one, right? So she's a. I think she's an artist or somebody. No. Right. So she's a. You know, she's like a Lakota Sioux, right? So it's a Native American Indian. So she's putting out this little clip from Macarandum, who I used to follow, by the way, right? I thought she was quite interesting. She was talking about pop culture and stuff. This is like about 3 years ago, something. So I haven't seen anything about it because she came out and said something, and I was like, that doesn't seem right to me. So I haven't watched anything of this again. Now, so this, you know, it wasn't my feed. That's all, right? So she says here, yep, she's defending adult woman preying on preteen and teenage boys. I was going to put a repeat response, quote post out, and I just didn't know what the right words to say, so I thought I might as well do a stream on it, and this is why I'm doing the stream, right? So this is what Mecca says here, right, about the whole thing, and it's a weird take.
Good morning. Anybody who has a problem with these girls taking off their clothes on Twitch and they're like, oh, you're defending a pedophile if you don't see a problem with it. I want you to all renounce Catholicism, Christianity, any entertainment, anything, because they're all pedos. They're all horrible. You need to burn every single comic book you own, every single piece of entertainment, every movie. You need to get rid of all of it. You need to get rid of all the clothes off your back. They're all made by children. Yeah, you need to smash your iPhones, all of it, every single one of you. You need to stop being so uptight. I am sick of this. Yes, I will defend these pedos, because what are you going to do about it, bitch?
Isn't it weird, right? Totally left field, right?
Yep,
what
that's
about
the other end of the
what
spectrum,
about the
yeah.
church? What about religion? What about your comic books? What about your movies? We ain't talking about all that stuff. We're talking about Twitch. Right? We're talking about these people, right? And these ladies here preying on teenage boys. As another female said, right? I don't have to go and say my thing. As another and she's like, put it out, get over it. It's like, okay, yeah. And someone here puts down like, this is a new low, and this is a female, right? Is that a female? I'm not sure. Netcat, can't really say if it's a female, but like she goes, this is a new low I don't expect to see. Then again, she has stated that she hates kids. Okay, so yeah, I think she doesn't hate them. It's something worse, right? And I used to follow her and watch her videos, but a couple of years ago I unfollowed her, just like me, right? It's just, like I said, it's a couple of years back. Yeah, but it's like, it's just so, it's, yeah, I think it's getting to a point where, like, they don't realize that guys are different. Our minds are different. Boys' minds are different to girls. We are freaking different. We're biologically different. We're not the same. We don't feel the same. We don't think the same. We don't use the same words. We don't react the same. We don't behave the same, right? We don't have the same build, right? We don't have the same sex, or whatever. We are different. Everything about us is different, right? And so when it comes to stuff like this, nudity and all that, we behave differently. And then, like I was thinking, like, if we, that's why I was thinking, like, okay, what if basically they're raising a whole generation of kids to think that that money will get you everything, right? Like, and imagine, like this, I was saying earlier on, like imagine young boys now thinking, growing up, that hey, we already know this problem with like children sharing, you know, photos of each other and people getting bullied. You know, say, you know, boys you know, like their boyfriend, girlfriends getting revenge on each other by taking nude shots and passing them around. You know, people getting their lives destroyed, and especially young kids are very susceptible to that sort of stuff and easily groomed, right? And into doing certain things because their minds aren't mature yet to understand. They can't differentiate between what's right and wrong. And then you have this, right? You have someone like this. She's got a lot of people following her on her YouTube channel, right? Coming out, I will defend pedos. Okay. So, you know, we'd like to see your friggin', you know, whatever, you know, what else are you, you know, but I just feel like when you have females who have no idea how the brain of a male works and how the child works and saying stuff like this.
Especially when they're younger and developing, you know, it's, I went through a boys' school and it wasn't healthy in the boys' school. It was pretty much better if it was mixed. But you know, it was years ago. But yeah, I'd recommend mixed schools for everyone. They say girls' schools are better for girls and mixed schools are better for boys, I think. But yeah, on the whole, yeah, mixed schools I think would average out better for everyone.
Yeah, I think because by being around, you know, the opposite sex, you're getting to understand how you should be behaving in society, right? You'll get called up if you're doing something stupid. You get called up, but you know, like if you're, you know, like, you know, if you're getting called up, obviously there are people out here that understand that this is not right. This is not, you know, this is our thing. You know, I mean, we can't have this sort of behavior on a platform that's saying that should be 13-year-olds can get on, right? That's the very, very start of you, like I said, from going from icky to all girls, you know, because, you know, that's where your brain sort of like switches over, and males' brains develop very slow compared to females because it's just the way it is. It's biology, right? You can't, it is what it is. So, you know, so when you get females speaking like this way, where like it doesn't matter, you know, that's, you know, because they're all saying, well, get them while they're young. So by the time they're all screwed up when they're young, now they're behaving a certain way that they think money will get them to get what they want, right? You know, and then you see a lot of, and you see the behavior out in the, you know, in what they call the RL streamers, you know, in real life, people who are out there like taking their you know, phone around and they're filming themselves doing bad things to people. Like there was a guy in America. Yeah, well, I mean, I stand in a place where people can't really knock me because they don't know enough about me to come out at me about that, Justin, because you know. And they, you know, they might think whatever, but they don't really know me enough to know which side. And only my closest friends know where I'm at. So I'm not too afraid of these people, you know, going their own way. That's why I back Gates Against Groomers. And I always have. I share their thing. Like I'm there. So I think, you know, if you now I lost my train of thought. Yeah, so what was it like? Oh yeah, the prank people, right? The prank people. So earlier this year, there was a black dude going around punching people, right? And then he got to court because he got arrested for violence. Oh, I was just trying to prank. I was just being funny. No. You know, that's not acceptable.
Right.
Yeah, you're knocking out people. That's not normal behavior. We do not accept it in society. But the problem is, you have all these people here encouraging them, and you know, on YouTube, on Facebook and all their live streaming, Twitch, whatever, encouraging them by giving them money, 50 cents to do this, 20 cents to do this, you know, and they think, oh, okay, $1, $10, whatever. whatever the price is, right, to something nasty to people, and they're getting encouraged to do that. And now you're seeing same thing in the like a platform like Twitch doing the same thing, going, if you do be artistic nude, then you'll get more money, because Twitch doesn't care about what's happening to society or to these young boys, the whole generation. What is happening is they want more money, right? All they care is a corporation that wants more money.
Yeah, certainly makes the world spin faster. Sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes not. It sounds like they did a few bans on these kinds of videos, but not enough to deter them, or
hey Justin, if you want to come on, come hang out. We'll be talking about more about Christmas and presents and stuff like that after this bit. Let me know and I'll send you a link, bud. So like you said, that's the thing, that's what really weirds me out about this is, I'll show you another bit while we're talking about that, but there is one other thing that I saw this week that had to do with gaming, right? And I put a post out because I don't really, go out of my way to reply to these posts, because I'm all out, I'm out here just talking about what I enjoy, comics and all that. But there was something to do. Oh, here we go. This, right? So let's watch this. And this is how, we're talking about like that whole topic, what Justin just said and what we're talking about right here, right? So let's add this. So this is a Rocksteady brand new game that's coming out, or has out. I'm not sure what the deal is. But, right, these are games that you pay $100 or 120 New Zealand to watch, right? So this is, I think it's Suicide Squad Kills Justice League game. And let's have a look.
There's my girl.
So this is Poison Ivy, right?
I don't know you, but my pheromones remember you. Oh, strange emotions. Tell me about it. Wasn't expecting you to come in fun size. You really don't know me? Harley and Ivy forever? In 10-story burning letters?
Say, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
Harley and Ivy forever? In 10-story burning letters?
Go ahead and take a seat.
But I'm not going to do this.
Take a seat right over there. What are you doing here?
There's my girl. I don't know you, but my pheromones remember you. Oh, strange emotions. Tell me about it. Wasn't expecting you to come in fun size. You really don't know me? Harley and Ivy forever? In 10-story burning letters?
Say, hold up, wait a minute.
So they changed Harley to a little girl, right? Poison Ivy to a little girl. And then Harley's all in her face about getting with it. That's the whole intention there, right? Yeah.
Getting with it, yes.
Yeah,
Getting a thing on.
Yeah, with a little child. This is a frigging game that you're going to play, and you're going to pay $120 New Zealand, by the way, guys. If you're overseas, that's New Zealand dollars, 120. I'm not sure what's overseas, probably about $60 or something. But you got to buy that, right, to play that. And why would you change an adult character to a child and then go fun size? We know what that means when it's fun size, right? So, and like you know, like Justin said, you know, I never thought I'd love to, I'd love to see it, you know, which has been said, he corrected himself later, to see pedophilia being defended, you know. And this is what it is. It's like, I just see this happening, and I think about my childhood, and I just see it like there's so much grooming going on in the public, what they call entertainment, and I'm just going, I don't like to talk about this shit. I really don't, because it's just not what I want to talk about. But here it is in comics, in games, right? We see it happening with like friggin', you know, with Disney and all that. And that's why I would talk about it, because it's happening, you know, on social media and all that, because that's where I'm living, right? As a what they call a net citizen, right? Netizen. But I mean, I think, you know, why would you even go there? What's the point of it?
So other previous comics or movies or whatever have Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy got it on. They're not just
well, now, like recently, right? This is like the older stuff. Like before 2014, there was nothing to do with Ivy and, you know, with Harley basically being lovers. So like in the recent years, like last decade, they started making them into lesbian couples. So
right,
now this is the stage, right? So you go from lesbian couples to now pedophilia, right? Basically. So in grooming, now we're going to groove little Poison Ivy forever, right? And it's like, yeah, it's kind of like, okay, everybody kind of goes like, oh, you know, you save the children. No, it's not really about save the children. It's about what is normal societal things that we should behave in society. We should not be promoting pedophilia, right? We should not be promoting grooming of kids and stuff, you know, because the thing is, if you start that way, like there are weird things, right? Like when you go, okay, you know what, we'll just get lesbianism, and I'm not anti anything like that, right? But I'm just saying, if you change the character who's straight into the lesbian, then you like the next thing is like, oh, now we got a doorway to do whatever else we want, right? And now that's why I get all cringy about it, because when they start changing things, right? Because what it means is that they'll continue pushing the bar and pushing it, and now we've got little child, you know, looks like a 6-year-old, 7-year-old Poison Ivy, or 8-year-old, I don't know. At least he's not 10, right? He doesn't look like a 10-year-old. And so, you know, a preteen Poison Ivy, Harley's saying, I got the huts for you still, babe. And the fact that, you know, my pheromones are telling me, you know,
it's kind of a slippery slope thing where little increments are scary, and it can almost be sort of what do you call it? It's plausible deniability, by saying, oh no, that's nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
No, that's she's just using wordplay for laughs to do with, but it's intent is everything, and context. So
I mean, they can hide behind a lot of things by saying it's a content and, you know, intent of where, you know, you don't know what we were thinking when we were doing that. But it's like when you use it in that, like, there's nothing else you can do, right? Like a lot of people are saying, like, what is this? You know, what is the intent in that? Like, there is not, you know, we can see openly what it is. It's basically you're saying that, you know, we'll respect what you're saying, but the reason is why is it there in the first place, right? I mean, the thing is, why is it there in the first place? Because, you know, and the other thing is, these are games played by 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, right, and upwards. And some, depending, you know, what the rating is, younger people, right? And, well, I love our rating system in New Zealand. It's very good. I love our rating system because, you know, we go, okay, 15, we know mature, right? 18, we know where we at, you know, and like 13 plus, parents got to be there, right? Or general, it's fine. Whereas now it's like you got to go Disney, PG, parents got to be there, you know, parental guidance on everything now.